I'm Sarah Pagani with KENS 5 News Now. A police chase involving two women ends in a crash with one woman in custody and the other now on the run. Castle Hills police say they noticed a truck driver who was being reckless, driving without headlights around 3 a.m. Blanco and 410. And when they tried pulling over that woman, the driver did not stop. Then officers realized the truck was also stolen. Police say they chased the woman for nearly 20 miles before she ended up crashing at Alamo Parkway when deputies joined in and threw some spike strips. One woman was arrested, but another ran off. They also had 3 dogs in the stolen vehicle. Officers think the women have gang affiliations. Authorities have released a troubling timeline of events that took place before a shooting spree that left 6 people dead in San Antonio and Austin. KENS 5 has learned 34-year-old Shane James Jr. was a suspect in a domestic violence incident in January 2022 involving his parents and a sibling. James got out of jail back in March on bonds paid for by the Texas Organizing Project. According to deputies, James cut off his ankle monitor, triggering warrants for his arrest. Then in August, James's father reported his son was having a mental health episode. Deputies were not able to arrest him that day, but on Tuesday morning, deputies returned to the home when Austin police feared something had happened to his parents. Then they say he had allegedly killed his parents in East Bexar County and headed to Austin, where he killed 4 more people and injured 3 others, including 2 police officers.
I wish we could have been able to get him in custody. Now, with that being said, it's assuming a lot, saying had they just arrested him that day, this wouldn't have happened.
KENS 5 has also learned James was an infantry officer with the U.S. Army who last served in 2015. In Las Vegas, the gunman who opened fire at a college campus, killing 3 people and wounding a 4th, was apparently a professor who had tried to get a job at the university but was unsuccessful. Police say the gunman opened fire in the student union of the business school at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. He died in a shootout with 2 university detectives. A professor described at the time what it was like sheltering in place with his students as shots rang out.
Quietly, and I heard 3 gunshots. Pop, pop, pop. And I was like, oh my God. There was a second when, I thought that was it.
Police have not yet identified the gunman or the victims. Today, here at home, San Antonio City Council will vote on a proposed CPS Energy rate hike. It is expected to raise the average customer's monthly bill by $4.45. CPS Energy says that increase is part of improving the utilities, infrastructure, technology, and supporting rapid growth in the city. If the council approves it, that hike would go into effect February of next year. Today marks 82 years since a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor by the Japanese, leading the U.S. to officially join World War II. On December 7, 1941, 2,400 service members and civilians lost their lives in an air raid by Japanese forces on the U.S. naval base in Hawaii. Memorial services will take place across the country today, honoring those killed in the attack. Only 5,800 Texas World War II veterans remain out of the 16 million Americans who enlisted. President Biden's approval rating has dropped since the start of the year, according to a new CNN poll. The president's approval rating now sits at 37%. Among Democrats, it's 72%, and among self-described liberals, it stands at 63%. Those groups rated him in the 80s back in January. Former President Trump's approval low point was 34% just after the January 6 attack on the Capitol. U.S. Senators Ted Cruz and John Cornyn are now giving the White House an ultimatum. They will not vote for more support for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan without a complete overhaul of border and immigration policy. The bill they voted against, which fell short of 60 votes to move forward, would give more than $100 billion in defense aid to the 3 countries. Republicans have not yet agreed on what border legislation would be sufficient. And caught on cam, a woman attacking an employee at a Chipotle restaurant. Rosemary Hain violently hurled a hot bowl of food at an employee's face at that Chipotle in Ohio. Last week, Hain was found guilty of assault. The judge initially sentenced her to 180 days behind bars. Then he offered her the chance to walk in the victim's shoes. She took that offer, and her sentence was reduced while she works 20 hours a week at a fast food chain for 2 months. For today's forecast, Paul Morales.
All right, let's take a look out there, Sarah. We're going to have a lot of cloud cover, but we'll see some sunshine, highs in the upper 60s, kind of feeling a little cool. And this evening, cloudy, temperatures at 65.
That's KENS 5 News Now. I'm Sarah Forgani.